Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine someone says Snoop Dogg, and then right after, football club owner. Hmm. It's not exactly the first thing that springs to mind, is it? Yet, that's precisely the fascinating intersection we're diving into today. Our mission, to really get under the hood of this recent news about Snoop Dogg becoming a co-owner and investor in Swansea City AFC. And just so you know, our insights for this deep dive, they're coming mostly from a recent Sky News report, pretty much hot off the presses.
Yeah, and it's significant news, right? It really throws a spotlight on how sports ownership is, well, changing. We're not just talking about a music icon, endorsing a team. This is different. He's actively taking a stake. In football, it's a really interesting example of that wider trend. You see it more and more, celebrities investing in sports clubs. But this one feels kind of unique somehow, strategic.
Exactly. Strategic. And by the end of this deep dive, you won't just have the basic facts. Oh no, we're going deeper. We want to explore the why. The really compelling reasons behind this, well, pretty unexpected move. For Snoop Dogg himself and for the club, we'll look at the specifics of his involvement, how deep it goes, and crucially, what this might signal for the future of, club branding and how we even define value in sports these days. So let's get right into it. The core news. Snoop Dogg, officially a co-owner and investor of Swansea City. And just for context, Swansea, they've been in the Premier League before, but right now they're playing in the Championship, the English second tier, so it's competitive.
Right. And the Sky News report makes it pretty clear. Snoop Dogg plans to use his own money here. Now, the exact figures, those haven't been released.
Right.
But the fact it's his own cash, that signals a direct personal commitment. It's more than just a promotional link-up.
Absolutely. This isn't just lending his name for a bit of publicity.
No, he's putting actual capital down. Skin in the game, as they say.
And Snoop himself, he's been quite open about why. He actually describes Swansea as, and I quote, an underdog that bites back, just like me. That line really sort of frames his personal angle on this, doesn't it?
It really does.
He also said, my love of football is well known, but it feels special to me that I make my move into club ownership with Swansea City. And he mentioned how the story of the club in the area really struck a chord with me, pointing out it's a proud working-class city and club.
And that whole underdog narrative, I mean, it's not just a soundbite for him, is it? It really fits with his whole public image, his brand over the years. He gives this whole move a kind of authenticity, a different feel. And when he says he wants to do all he can to help the club, you sort of feel he means it, especially when you think about his past comments. Wasn't there something about him wanting to open a burger van at Celtic Park years ago?
Yeah.
Shows this isn't just a whim.
Yeah. From dreaming of a burger van to co-owning the club, that's quite a step up, eh? But it shows, like you say, a consistent interest. It makes the investment feel less like a random celebrity thing and more, well, thought out, strategic, even from his side. So let's flip it. What's in it for Swansea? Why Snoop Dogg? Well, that consistency, that global appeal he has, that seems to be exactly what Swansea's American owners are banking on. The group, led by Brett Cravath and Jason Cohen, their stated aim is pretty clear. Grow the championship club's global brand and increase commercial revenue.
And this is where you really connect the dots, isn't it?
Well,
Snoop Dogg, he's 53 now, but he's not just a music legend. He has this enormous digital presence. Think about it, 89 million followers on Instagram, over 20 million on X, Twitter.
Okay. That's huge.
It's massive. That kind of reach, it just gives them an instant, direct line to a global audience, something that, let's be honest, would be incredibly hard, maybe impossible, for a championship club to achieve through traditional marketing.
Yeah, you can't just buy that kind of reach easily.
Exactly. And it shows how sports ownership is shifting. It's not just about having deep pockets anymore. It's about bringing in that cultural influence, strategically acquiring it.
And it's not just theoretical. We've already seen him involved. Snoop actually helped launch the team's new home shirt, the 2025-26 one, just last weekend.
Direct impact right there.
Straight away. Actionable marketing. It shows the partnership is, well, active from day one.
Absolutely. And the ownership group themselves, they leaned right into it. They put out a statement saying, to borrow a phrase from Snoop's back catalog, this announcement is the next episode for Swansea City. As we seek to create new opportunities to boost the club's reach and profile. They're literally using his brand language to describe their strategy.
The next episode, that's clever.
It is. It directly ties his cultural weight, his existing brand, to their goals. It's not just an investment alongside the club, it's an integrated branding strategy. They recognize his audience is potentially their new audience, a whole new market.
And it's worth pointing out, Snoop isn't the only big name joining the Swansea ownership lately. You also had Luka Modrić, the football legend, just moved to AC Milan from Real Madrid. He came on board back in April.
Yeah, that's another really interesting piece of the puzzle. You've got this convergence, right, of figures who seem quite different on the surface. A global hip-hop icon like Snoop, a footballing great like Modrić, both investing in Swansea.
Right. Not exactly the traditional investor profile.
Got it all. And it really highlights this kind of modern approach to sports investment. It's multifaceted. It suggests that a closed value proposition now is much broader than just what happens on the pitch. It's about blending that cultural clout with smart business thinking, building a brand that resonates way beyond the local fan base, globally.
Okay, so let's try and sum this up for you, the listener. What are the key things to take away from this deep dive? Well, first, Snoop Dogg's investment seems genuinely personal. It's tied into this underdog idea he connects with. It's not just a business deal for him, or so it seems. Second, from Swansea's perspective, this looks like a really smart, maybe even brilliant strategic play. They're leveraging his massive global brand, his cultural capital to boost their own profile and hopefully their commercial success. Unprecedented exposure, really. And third, this whole story just vividly paints a picture of how entertainment and sports are becoming increasingly intertwined, creating completely new ways of thinking about value and ownership.
Absolutely. This deep dive really shows how a football club, especially one like Swansea, aiming to grow, is evolving. It's becoming less just a local team, more a global brand platform. And clubs are now actively, strategically, seeking out these cultural icons. Not just for the money, though that helps, but for the reach, the relevance, the story they bring. It's about finding that perfect fit, that brand synergy that goes way beyond what traditional investment models offer.
So it leaves us with a pretty intriguing thought, doesn't it? As these lines between sports and entertainment keep getting blurrier, how might this kind of celebrity ownership, this deep integration, fundamentally change the identity of clubs like Swansea? What does it mean for the fan experience down the line? And maybe, what other totally unexpected pairings like Snoop Dogg and Swansea City might we see popping up next in the sports world? Something to think about.